Ready? Sounds good. Good morning. Welcome to the May 20th regular session for the Board of Supervisors. Ms. Showalter, roll call.
Leyland.
Here.
Schwartz. Okay. Grant.
Here.
Paul.
Here.
Kurtbach.
Here. Please join us for a moment of silence to reflect on today's actions. Please stand and join us at table for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 1, agenda received as proposed or as amended.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 2, public comments. This is for any item that anyone either in the room or online wishes to speak with the board about. It's not on today's agenda. Seeing none, we'll move to item 3, claims and payments. This is a resolution of the Board of Supervisors approves expenditures that the county auditor be authorized and direct to issue payments against the various settlements of such claims as allowed.
So moved.
Second.
Good morning, board. Our total bill payment today is $824,517.08. And out of that, we are paying $4,477.27 from the 1640 fund. That probably, we are making some mile rack and spot rack payments, significant amounts. And then we are paying some construction for the IT server room and for the Pinecrest HVAC upgrade, and the total for those two is $554,753.23. Otherwise, everything appears to be in order. Any questions for me today?
60/40 is low.
It's a little higher than usual. We have a courthouse security payment, wasp spraying at the range, paying for internet at the jail, pipe repair at the range for $732.77, and then also paying for CFU. So mostly routine, just a couple of repairs.
All right, this is a resolution. Roll call, please.
Kurtbach.
Yes.
Leyland.
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Paul.
Yes. Item 4, receive project updates from Kathy, other department heads, and elected officials.
Good morning, Board. Kathy Nicholson. The roads are in pretty good condition. I'm sure there will be some potholes developing in the gravel road system with this few days of rain we have, so the blades will be back out after a day or two of some drying conditions. We are mowing the paved road system, and the bridge crew is finishing up the last of the beams needed for our second bridge that will be replaced later this summer. And Griffin wanted to give you a short update as well. So come on up.
I just wanted to give a little update, spring update. We have 8 sign up for the Adopt a Roadside Parade program, so it's kicked off pretty well. And of those, we've got some others that were kind of the pilot program of the Adopt a Roadside, and so total we had 11 that were seeding this spring, so totaling around 10 acres, so that's a pretty big undertaking for this spring for Caleb, the new IRBM tech, and I, and then we've also started over the road spraying, trying to finish up the southern half of the county before we move to the north section, so we're just about finished up at Zanetta Road is about where we're at, and working our way north, so. Any questions?
Griffin, as far as the weed spray, I know I had one person reach out to me about wanting to get exempted from that area around his, I think he had grapevines and stuff.
Okay, sure.
Do we have many that actually do request to be exempted from the weed spray areas?
There is a no spray permit that those folks would, if they would like to opt out of that, and do the management on the right of way. We have a permit for that if they so choose to opt out of their adjacent land that they have.
Yeah. Is there many that have applied for that?
No, actually none. There's several people that have, organic, fields and things and then grapevine, grapes and stuff, but, I'm willing to work with them and I've talked to majority of those folks that I see that are certified organic and have those grapevines and, contact them before I get to those areas and
Okay,
just work with them, but if they don't ever want that to have, spray, we do have a no spray permit that they can apply for.
okay. Yeah, I passed your information on to Kathy.
Okay,
when
sure,
They reached out to me on that.
absolutely. Any other questions? Thank you.
Morning, Ward Nate Neff, Sheriff. Just want to kind of give some quick credit to some people on Sunday night. I'm sure a lot of you saw we had a pretty big incident up in Dunkerton. Started off with an individual who was threatening to shoot his significant other. Officers got there and he was pointing the gun at them. They got her out to safety. From the minute we were there, he was talking about killing as many cops as he could, taking out as many of us as he could, wasn't going to go to jail, all this and that. And over the next 5 hours, our negotiators were able to talk him from that point all the way down to where he came out, turned himself in, and we were able to get him to the hospital. So, an amazing job on them. And then I just want to kind of give credit to, we had Waterloo Police Department with their Bearcat was up there. We had State Patrol, we had Cedar Falls, Evansdale. Duncan Chief was off, he'd come in for it. And the Dunkerton Fire and Ambulance crew was out there. So, just a lot of help, great big team effort. A lot of people did a great job on that. So, I just kind of wanted to give credit to all them on that. So.
Good job.
Good morning, Amanda Fesemeyer, HR Director, and I just wanted to take a moment to recognize Kaylee. She is going to be completing her internship with us this week. Her last day is Thursday, and also congratulate her on securing a role in human resources with a local employer. So congratulations, Kaylee. We really appreciate you being with us throughout your spring semester, and just wanted to take a moment to recognize her. So thank you, board.
Thank you.
So we're really excited to continue the internship program with Human Resources and hope to possibly explore other opportunities throughout the county offices. I know IT's been looking into some intern roles. I think we've had some revive in county attorney's office and appreciate the success story with Kaylee. So the other thing coming that I plan to have for next week, policy review met last week. It was our first meeting after the department head meeting. That worked pretty well. And so we're going to continue that time frame. I do want to come back to the board with our updated committee list. We do have a vacancy for the board position. We have 2 board members. Supervisor Schwartz is on there currently. And then we have various department heads and staff that participate in that. And I think we'll have probably around 12 to 13. Kind of look at it similar to the safety committee that meets with Red Metcalf. That's about a similar size group representation from each department to help get us through the policies. And we have started just working through those, have kind of a bit of a schedule assigned, but we'll be coming to you next week with a couple policies. We have one for township, I believe, township officials. We have one for the sheriff's management and dispatch shift supervisory benefits, since we have the union contract that's also expected to be approved next week for the sergeants, so a change on that, as well as the food and beverage expenditure policy. Did I miss any, Mike?
Those are the only ones ready now, I believe.
So those will be coming to the board for consideration next week. And then our next meeting, I suppose, will be the second Wednesday in June. Any questions on policy review?
I was just gonna ask, with regard to Kaylee and future interns experience, will they offer, we do almost an outgo exit survey type of thing with them to kind of gauge their experience during the internship?
Yeah, I think that is a good idea. Yeah, it would probably, we don't have one currently, that's just specific for interns, but we do have an exit survey, but yeah, certainly have the opportunity to, she and I have talked about a little bit what her experience and feedback for us and timing of the year, if this was a good time or if we should move it to the fall, things like that, but that's a good recommendation to look at. So.
Cool, that's all I got. Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep this ball rolling.
Just got a brief update on the projects that we have going on, and I'll send you out a report here afterwards that has some photos with it. But starting off with the treasurer's office remodel, things are progressing fairly well. Framing, rough-ins, drywall's all complete. It's really starting to take shape down there. Right now, we're working on some electrical and data connections at the various workstations that have been put in there. Floor preparation, door and hardware installation. As of right now, we're on track for completion by mid-June, assuming that the remaining deliverables, that's typically been our hang-up, is the deliverables of casework has been a real issue throughout all of our projects. But if all goes well, we're looking at mid-June to get the treasurer folks back up into their home. So that'll be nice. IT server room, that construction's is progressing over there. The timeline's following very similar to the treasurer's remodel. Looking at a completion of mid-June for that as well. The framing's complete. Mechanical, electrical, plumbing, rough-ins are underway. A new concrete pad for the new HVAC units is scheduled to be poured within the next 2 weeks on the northwest side of the building, Mulberry side. And again, that project's on track, similar to the treasurer's, for mid-June. Over at the jail, we just wrapped up the kitchen exhaust hood replacement and mechanicals in that area. We are currently right now in the process of resurfacing the floors. The kitchen staff is scheduled to begin moving back into that area the week of May 26th. And then along with that, we have the HVAC control upgrade. That project is anticipated to be completed by fall of this year. We will be doing that in several phases just to help minimize the impact throughout the facility, because each area, when we go to replace those controls, that area will have to go down in order to do that. So we're going to work closely with the jail staff and try to phase that accordingly. But so far that's going pretty well. The new veterans building, we did get the new sanitary sewer line was successfully installed. Sheetrock work is for the most part complete. Siding on the exterior is, I would say, 90% complete. We did get the new roof installed. It's got a metal roof. Windows, ceilings are all finished. We're working on doors and hardware, floor coverings, and casework. And we are scheduled to move the Veteran Affairs over there the week of July 14th is what we have penciled in on the calendar. So if all goes well, hopefully that'll happen. Pinecrest building renovation, we have kicked off our phase 1, which includes first floor east and second floor annex. HHS, that was previously on first floor. Their furniture, for the most part, was moved over to the chapel for the time being. HHS is working very, very well with us. Many of their employees are working remotely, which does help us through this process. So we have started demolition in the first floor and the second floor annex. I've got some photos that I'll share with you. We have a new air handler that was delivered last week. That's going to go on the outside of the building. We have received a few complaints that we're working through with regards to noise and smell. There's some soldering, welding that's taken place. So we've put measures in there to try to help mitigate that as much as possible. So we're working through each of those, and just want to say thank you for all the staff over there for putting up with us, because there's a lot of activity going on in that building right now. So that particular phase of the project is anticipated to be completed towards the end of August. And then we'll kick off the next phases, which would include the clinic area. We haven't started talking about completion dates on those areas yet. we will as we get a little further along, although the contractors do understand that all this work has to be completed by the end of 2026. So, I think that's it. We have talked a little bit about the HVAC over there, which is kind of treated as a separate project. That's what I have for an update on the projects, and as I said, I'll send this report out to you as well, which has some photos, but do you have any questions for me?
Rory, we had a problem with water leaking down, exit out the main door this morning. Is that something that's happened in the past?
Well, we do have a leak that's coming in from the foundation. We're thinking it has to do with the caulking along the sidewalk that meets up with the building. It's driven down into the future cafeteria area.
This is on the exit going out the main door here. It's coming from the ceiling area.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. We have had issues in the past. We just might have to get up there and re-caulk it. We do have to do that periodically.
It was a big puddle this morning.
Yeah, okay. Yep. No, that one I wasn't made aware of, but the one down in the basement I was. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other department heads either in the room or online? Item 5, minutes approval for the May 13th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 6, the consent agenda. The following items will be acted upon by a single resolution without separate discussion unless someone from the board or the public requests that a specific item be considered separately.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, roll call please.
Grant,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Kurttenbach,
Yes.
Paul.
Yes. Item 7A, resolution of the federal aid agreement between Blackhawk County and the Iowa Department of Transportation for the Surface Transportation Block Grant Project STP-SCO07-177-5E-07 on Donald Street for Sage Road, East 4 miles to Raymond Road, be approved and directed chair to sign for same as recommended by Captain Nicholas County.
So moved.
Motion and a second.
Second.
This is the standard DOT agreement that the DOT sends local agencies when we are receiving federal aid. It lets boards of supervisors, city councils know that we are receiving federal aid. In this case, we are receiving $448,000 of federal aid for this Donald Street project. The total cost of the project is about $1.47 million. And it will take place next year in 2026, resurfacing. And I've talked before about how we're working with the city of Waterloo. A portion of that road of the 2 miles, 2 miles is a split jurisdiction with the city of Waterloo, so. Can I answer any questions?
So resolution, roll call please.
And then who seconded that?
Either,
Yeah, one of
I
us.
had Schwartz, okay.
they both motioned, so.
Okay. Schwartz,
Yes.
Kurttenbach,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Paul.
Yes. Item 7B, a resolution that the addendum to engagement letter and contract, the original date November 1st, 2024, between Blackhawk County Performance Resources Consulting for Ted Gardnett for the continuation of assistance with the strategic planning process in the amount of $55,000 be approved and direct the chair to sign.
So moved.
Second.
This is a resolution. Roll call please.
Leyland,
Yes.
Kurttenbach,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Paul.
Yes. Item 8A, motion that the request for purchase of capital equipment for the purchase of 20 Dell Pro micro desktops and 18 Dell Pro 16 laptops in the amount of $33,559.54 from Dell Technologies be approved and the chair be directed to sign the same as submitted by Al, IT Director.
So moved.
Second.
Morning, Board. LU IT Director. This is our yearly replacement cycle. We are ordering it just a hair later than usual because we were waiting for new models to release from Dell, so they have released. So If we order today, we can get them in before the end of the fiscal year. Any questions I can answer for you?
Thank you. All right, this is a motion. Motion and second has been made. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 8B, motion to direct the county auditor to advertise for a public hearing bid opening to be held 9:05 on Tuesday, June 17th, 2025 in Board Room 201 at the Blackhawk County Courthouse, 316 East 5th Street, Waterloo, Iowa, on the proposed purchase of one single axle dump truck for fiscal year 26 for the Blackhawk County building.
So moved. Second.
This will allow us to send out the specifications, the proposal to our respective bidders. We have budgeted $235,000 for fiscal year 26 for this single axle dump truck. And we are preferring a Freightliner brand, that's what our fleet is now, although an equivalent is allowed. Can I answer any questions?
All right, this is a motion. Motion second has been made. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion unanimously carries. Item 8C, resolution to approve change order number 2 in the amount of $1,835.75 with Taves Contracting Services LLC for the 2024 Washburn Sewer Lagoon Fence Project, and authorize the chair to sign as recommended by AE Com Technologies Inc. and Michelle Weaver, Finance Director.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Michelle, like me to speak, or?
I don't need to, this is just adjusting the estimated quantities when we worded the contract to what they actually needed to complete the project, so. Fence is done, looks good, that's kind of exciting, see that getting done.
Roll call, please.
Kurttenbach,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Brant,
Yes.
Paul.
Yes. Item 8D, resolution with the statement of completion and final acceptance of work by Taves Construction Services LLC for the 2024 Washburn Sewer Lagoon Fence Project be approved and authorize the auditor to make final payment in the amount of $4,161.48 with a total project cost of $83,229.50 as recommended by AE Com Technology Technical Service Inc. and Michelle Weaver, Finance Director.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. All, resolution, please.
Brant,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Kurttenbach,
Yes.
Paul.
Yes. Item 8E, discussion, deputy sheriff's staff assignment at the courthouse security checkpoint.
Good morning again, board. I put this item on here. We have a small group that talks about the facilities, and this was a discussion that we had to look at different ways that we might be able to enhance our security presence at the entrance of the courthouse. And so one thought was, we already have the 2 deputies that are stationed here at the courthouse, and so in an effort to provide more of a presence of an armed officer at that checkpoint, we're asking that one of those deputies be reassigned to be stationed at that checkpoint. And then rotate with the other deputy who could still continue to do rounds throughout the courthouse. I have talked to Nate. I know there's a few, there may be occasions where courts might require additional deputies up there that would have to be pulled from this position, but I think for the most part, if we work together on this, we could provide more of a presence with a armed officer at that checkpoint. So just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, I like the idea.
I do as well, and I thank both of you for working together to do this. I think we've always had a great presence when the deputies have been there at the front, office or the front location with us. I think that they're well recognized, and the public would appreciate it, but the staff as well. So thank you, Nate and Rory.
So at the we don't feel like any additional staffing is needed then this time, or?
I mean, it's gonna take you from your 2 people room in the courthouse to 1 room in the courthouse to 1 down there. But I'm guessing a lot of people probably aren't really gonna notice that difference. It's gonna be more noticeable coming in and seeing the person than when there's 2
Yep.
somewhere in this building anyway. So.
And when a courtroom does request someone, will it always come from that, or will it potentially come from other
We
places?
try not to use either of those people, but depending on staffing or what the court schedule looks like for the day, there are definitely times where, especially if a judge calls and says, I want somebody in this courtroom now, obviously, they're the easy ones to
Yep.
pull. I guess it would kind of be up to a preference if you'd rather have that
Okay.
front officer pulled, or probably just more depending on what's going on at the courthouse at the time or who's available to grab them, but the goal
So is
that-
this going, oh, I was going to say, is this going to really kind of be an evaluation, I guess, and seeing how well this works, and if we do need to do something differently, being open to that?
Yeah, I do. I think this is an effort to utilize our existing resources that we have now and to really see what kind of an impact it does have. So yes, I would agree with that. This is kind of a trial to see if it helps improve the situation down there.
And I'll say on Permar's part, it seems like there's a number of new folks, and they seem a little more on top of it.
They do,
So I
yes.
think that this might work out well.
So I think with the addition of this deputy and the new guards that we have down there, I do think we're taking a step forward and positive.
This is just kind of to get by through the summer into fall. A temporary exploration, right?
Yeah, and I know you're still hoping to have my staff take over the front. Again, with my staffing, I'm not moving ground quite as quickly as I'd hoped, and I've just had a couple unexpected resignations, and I've got 3 that just got activated to, whether they're guard or reserves, to go overseas, so that's kind of taken a hit on me too. So I hope by fall to be able to help you out on that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to or not, but hopefully this will help kind of at least supplement that or somewhat of a compromise anyway.
Right. Will Permar still be having, will they still have 2 people at the front in addition?
Yeah, we won't change the staffing there at all. We'll keep that the same.
Especially because I can't guarantee I'm gonna have one down there all the time.
Right. Okay,
Certainly put somebody down there as often as we can.
awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you. All right, do we have any other reports or information from the board?
Couple notes here. This past week, we had the EMA Emergency Management meeting. And during that meeting, we were notified that seems like the federal government's looking at dismantling or doing away with FEMA. And that is a major funding for grants for our EMA. So there's a lot of concern that we're losing some dollars in how the EMA has been operating in the past. Have to look at new options for that. The other one is that we were notified there was a last minute bill that was added to the standings bill in legislature last week affecting our E911 services. The bill is very vague, yeah, would be the easiest way to put it. I mean, it states undefined reasonable cost. The state can assess our 911 services, not knowing for what, how much, makes this trying to budget for 911 services. It's gonna create more chaos in trying to secure our services. So I know there's some folks that yesterday were trying to get some information, have the governor look at vetoing that line item on the budget, or on that standings bill.
To add on that, Rich, so yesterday, the Iowa State Sheriff's and Deputies Association we kind of led a coalition against that bill, hosted a press conference in Des Moines, led by Sheriff Schneider down there. And then we brought in Police Chief Association, Firefighters Association, Dispatch Association, all those groups were represented there. Pretty good turnout at the press conference for that. And then trying to get some FaceTime with the governor, and there has been a lot of equipment on her desk as well as some of her aides' desk as well. So we're doing everything we can to fight that, because yeah, it snuck in under the last minute and no parameters, no guidelines. They basically just saying we want to bill you for something, we're going to, and you shall pay. So,
How can we watch that? Cause I wasn't able to watch it.
if you go through, it was live streamed on Polk County's, Polk County Sheriff's Office Facebook page.
Okay.
So if you go back onto their page, it was recorded.
It was a good conference. I thought it was a good press conference, didn't you, Nate? I was going to say, I hope the governor is listening, but I know we'll wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, again, hoping, I don't know what else was in that bill, but that was one line in it, so we're asking her to do a line item veto on that portion of it anyway. The state's made several different runs at our 911 funding, tried to take different percentages of it. We've been able to, with our obvious stuff, fight that off. So this one came in literally at the last hour of an extended session. No one knew anything about it until it was passed and already on the way to the governor's desk.
Do everything except for look at raising the 911 surcharge, which
Which hasn't been
done in
raised
decades.
13 years, and I mean, I know they've said if they would raise it, right now it's $1 per line per month. So if they could raise it to $1.25, it would offset their needs, but they're not wanting to do that. They'd rather take our funding instead.
And Nate, while you're there, I know a couple of weeks ago, we said we'd be getting an answer to you for your evidence building. I do plan on bringing that forward next month for a decision from this board.
Next month or
Next week, yeah,
Okay.
not next month, next week.
I'll be at town, I will zoom in on it, and I'll make sure I have staff here too, if anything's needed from us, so. Thank you much.
This is Mindy from Emergency Management. I'm also online as well. So if you have any questions about those grants that are currently in holding through FEMA, excuse me, through the Trump administration, please let me know. We're facing some hardships with the administration and through FEMA too. So please don't hesitate to reach out to my office. We have a lot of unknowns we're facing this year as we head into the disaster time of year with severe weather. And I have a lot of concerns, let's put it that way. We talked about it during our Emergency Management Commission meeting. And with the administration denying disasters that are reaching the $34 million mark across the nation, and we haven't even hit hurricane season, I have some very big concerns about what could happen in Black Hawk County if we do happen to see anything here this year. So please reach out to my office. We had that conversation during the commission meeting last week. Richie was there during that meeting. We talked about it. But yeah, the face of emergency management could really, really change and be heavily impacted if FEMA does happen to be dissolved and things are placed back on the state. I'm not sure what that's going to look like in the future, but I do welcome those conversations if you have time. Thank you.
Hey Mindy, this is Justin Brandt. Are you gonna be out there for a while? Can I
Yep,
come
I'll be
out
here all
after
day
the meeting?
long.
Mind if I come out after the meeting?
Sure, I'll be here. No problem.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks.
I wanted to add to Rich, thank you very much. I was going to say for mentioning placing the evidence intake on the agenda for next week, but I wanted to especially thank, I know there'd been some discussion last week about which dates work, and I know with me being gone and if we could do it when we got back and that type of thing. So I wanted to thank the board. I appreciate the fact that you are postponing it. And I appreciate also all the work Mike's done on it and got us the new, I guess, statements in the 2080 yesterday. So that allows me some time to review it. So thank you very much for your patience and doing that as well. The other comment I just wanted to make when you asked about information to the board, Karen had sent the email to all of us about the ISAC tour. And I wondered if we shouldn't just try to put that on next week's agenda and have the discussion on it and see what works for everybody. Or what thoughts are, at least, at scheduling it. I know they gave us so many options as far as dates, time of year, summer, spring, winter, fall, and seeing what works for everyone. And thought it'd probably just be a quick survey type thing or responses for us. But if that works for everybody, we could add it then and get some resolution. Because it sounds like, Karen, you'd probably be the point person for us as long as you were willing.
Sure, yeah, and I also printed off hard copies of that survey too, so I have a copy for each of you if you want to take a look at that ahead of time, so that it'll be a little bit quicker to go through on Tuesday, but I appreciate that. And just getting back to where I think we're one of the last counties to respond.
Oh.
Okay.
Very good.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
All right. If there's no other reports or information, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So I just wanted to say one thing, just throw something out there. If we could maybe consider doing perhaps one evening meeting a month going forward, maybe discuss that, or put that on the agenda for next month, or I'm sorry, next week. Thanks, Rich. So I know people have inquired about that or kind of expressed frustration about not being able to be present and I guess voice concerns or opinions or whatever, so. If we could just consider that for next week.
That's good.
That's all.
All right. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting.
Hi.
Thank you.